Good morning.
My shining hour, our shining hour. Happy Sunday, Unity of Tampa. Welcome. We're gonna sing Come On In. Here we go. Standing outside the door of love and mercy, you wonder if there's a place there for you. You know there's peace inside, but still you're searching for someone who understands the pain you've been through. Where the Father waits with open arms, He's calling out your name. Come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in, come on in, come on in. You'll find a place of rest and illumination, where God within you helps you to light your way. He knows the peace you need and the hurt you're feeling. He longs to hold you and to wipe your tears away. Where the doors unlocked, the lights are on. What are you waiting for? Come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in, come on in. Well, there's room enough in this home of love for someone just like you. Come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in, come on in. Unity of Tampa, come on in. Hey, good morning, happy Sunday to you. Thank you for standing and singing that with us, by the way. Really appreciate that. Good morning, Walt.
Working proper. Oh, we are. Good morning, Unity of Tampa.
Good morning.
All right. Okay, and also good morning to everyone out there on the internet. And we'll start out with, are there any new first-time visitors here? Any first? Yes, there's one over there. And I can't see anyone else. Maybe there. Okay. Anyways, after you get your flower, there is, you can stop by after the service, and we have another free gift for you. So raise your hand, get a flower, and get a shirt. Okay. Announcements. I'll be covering a few of these here, but we have others that are in the bulletin, on the newsletter, and online. And if you'll silence your communicators, Scotty will still beam you up after the service. Okay, moving on along here. Oh, okay. Shout out to the Snack Angels. We do meet, greet, eat over in Fellowship Hall over here after the service. And of course, you can sign up to provide snacks. And I don't know if Vivian's there today, but someone can give you information. Okay. And we have a grief and recovery support group, which is meeting today in the sanctuary after the service. And we have JD and Jan, who will be doing their very well-known Unity musicians. I was getting ready to say Jan and Dean. God, seriously. But they will be here next week. Are they doing they're doing the service? They're doing most of the service, okay. And I think, yes, we have a word from our board president.
Yeah, it's not board related, really. So for the Earth Care team, we're already hitting the ground running. Found out that there is an event after Gasparilla on Sunday, and let's see, the 29th, after the big day parade. And we're putting together a group that want to, if they'd like to join us in order to do some cleanup. So that's on the 29th. We'll put more information in the bulletin. I just wanted to kind of give you a heads up that that's come together.
Okay. And last but not least, birthdays. We do have some belated announcements. Billy, who was in Mexico, his birthday was on the 5th. Diane was on January 9th, and Leah was on the 10th. And if we have anyone in here that has a birthday this week. Oh.
All right. All right.
And I bet she's out partying. Legally partying. Hey, that's
sing 'em all
the only
happy
way it can go.
Let's sing them all happy birthdays, shall we? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, God loves you. Happy birthday to you.
How about a hand for Walt? Thank you, Walt. So, story. First of all, thanks to those of you who braved the cold. Nice job. I was working in Boston earlier this week, and they had to de-ice my plane. That's when I realized it's really getting cold out. But then I came back here and thought, wait, what? I thought I came back to Florida, and maybe not. Anyway, I wanted to tell you when Mark announced Shanoa turning 21, Shanoa was this big when she walked into Unity of Tampa the first time I met her. And I can't even believe, and she was blonde, right? Not blonde anymore. I almost didn't know her, and she's 21. I feel really old this morning, but that's okay. Don't let me feel bad. All right. I have several things to announce before we do our affirmation, so hang tight. First, I want to thank Jeffrey B. Thank you for being our greeter. Michael worked late last night, and he said you were filling in for him, and he texted me, so thank you. We appreciate that. And Joanne is our board angel today, so if you have any complaints, see Joanne. I'm not taking any today, but no, I'm kidding. Thank you, Joanne. We appreciate it. But Joanne's here to answer questions, or if you have anything you want us to do, or you have suggestions and you can't find Jeffrey and I, that's what Joanne's here for. And I also want to say thank you to our Facebook and our YouTube and all our internet supporters. We're very grateful for all of you, and I know many of you check in and let us know you're watching, so thank you. We appreciate you. Vision teams. So this is really cool. So remember last week I said on Saturday there were 30 of us, and then we had 10 who couldn't be here, so we were at 40. I thought that was really a great number until Jenna's got out there and sat out there and picked up 13 more volunteers. Yes. So I want to say thank you to all of you who signed up. We now have 53 volunteers for our 10 teams. So that's pretty awesome. I heard Jeffrey, as board liaison, was paying his team to join, but the rest of us are playing fair. I'm just saying, Jeffrey. Yeah, out of her checkbook. Yeah, I believe you. I also want to do a quick shout out to Mark. Mark Prendergast had knee surgery this past week. He's doing really well, but this is his second knee replacement. So we are just super excited that you're doing well. Julie, I hope your meeting went well yesterday here. Vision Board, who was here for that? Awesome. 13 people. So thank you for your leadership, Julie. I know she's home taking care of Mark and supporting him. Let's see. I think, oh, and Janice. Where'd you go? There he is. Sorry, the light gets in the way. I'm seeing the light, Janice. I have to go. So Janice will be outside again today. If you have any interest in joining a group and you haven't yet, he'll be out there to tell you about what our vision teams do, okay? And special thanks first to Christian, who I missed thanking last week, so I'm starting with him. I want to thank Christian and Michael and Elliot, our leader, and Alban and Duncan's up there, and David, thank you for all the things you do as well. And Luis, I know you're doing where'd he go? Wait. Yes, whatever you're doing today, I know it's good stuff, so thank you. All right, with all that said, let's take a deep breath, and let's see if we can actually say our affirmation and feel so good about it that we actually feel the words inside, okay? We're going to just feel it. It's going to just warm our hearts. Are we ready? All right, close your eyes. See if you can say it without looking. There is only one power and one presence in the universe and in my life, God, the good, omnipotent. And our daily word today, well, it's daily words today because it's world peace. It says, I rest my heart in the peace of God. Around the world, so many souls are joining me in my prayer for peace. While the news may give more attention to points of conflict, there is a striving and yearning in the human heart for peace. My prayer supports that desire and strengthens the bonds of love that lead to greater harmony. I begin my affirmation of world peace with a soft and open heart. I am comforted as I realize the advances the world's people have made over the generations to live together harmoniously. I make an effort to live a more peaceful life and try to bridge the gaps of understanding between myself and those around me. I focus my attention upon our shared desire, a peaceful world of cooperation and goodwill. This is my heartfelt prayer. And from Isaiah 26:3, those of steadfast mind you keep in peace because they trust in you. So, words of wisdom for us today. And with that said, I'm going to see if we can find a holy, holy way. Oh, I'll try
Sounds
not to
good.
be. Yeah.
We're going to sing about it too, if that's all right with you guys. Will you stand and sing?
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me know that love is all around.
Let me know that love is all around.
Oh, let me know that love is all around.
Let me know that love is all around.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me learn from all the ways I fall.
Let me learn from all the ways I fall.
Oh, let me know that love can heal us all.
Let me know that love can heal us all.
Oh, let me know that love can heal us all.
Let me know that love can heal us all.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy
around the world.
Well, let me care for those around the world.
Let me care for those around the world.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Thanks, guys.
You. And Bronwyn, I want to say thank you to you as well. We appreciate you and all the healing you do before and after. It's always appreciated. Thank you. And Miss Cohen, Jan Cohen, thank you for leading our grief and recovery group. You're very humble, but you're a very powerful lady, and we're very grateful for you. And I don't want you to be missed. All right, so usually, right, I tell two good stories. I have, I think, one great story and a really good story. So I want to tell you this first one because it is perfect for today's message. It's about 13 strangers who went viral after a flight they were on. They were landed in Orlando. They were trying to get from Orlando to Tennessee, Knoxville, Tennessee, and their flight was canceled. So they're mulling around, they're talking about all their woes and how they're going to do this and what's going to happen. And one brave soul says, well, we could always drive. And 13 people who didn't know each other rented a van and drove to Knoxville, Tennessee. Now, I had heard this stuff was going on, but I didn't know all the details, so I want to share. So Frontier canceled their flight. They were delayed twice. They were told, next flight is 2 days from now. Okay, so that started this. A woman named Amy says she's going to drive. She's willing to go with others. Alana Story, her mother and her godmother joined Amy, and 9 other people started to head downstairs to rent a van. They hit the road. Alana shares a TikTok video about their surprising circumstances and introduced the cast of characters in the van. She said, we're not really thinking anything's going to come of it, but within 30 minutes it had hundreds and thousands later of views. She said, it was such a noisy ride. The unlikely crew included Alana Story, who works in media and lives in Knoxville, her mother, godmother, Michelle Miller, who's an agriculture influencer known as the Farm Babe, a family taking their teen daughter on a college visit at the University of Tennessee, 2 Mexico-based Europeans who became farmers. In the days that followed, the group's story continued to spread online, and the woman said she thinks it's because people want to hear about good news in trying times. She said, I feel like a big part of it is because of my video, because you can clearly see the differences in all of us. And to be able to see just a ragtag group of strangers who are totally different from each other come together and enjoy a crazy situation was pretty impressive. She said, I feel like it resonates with a lot of people. The best part is the groups decide to stay together and keep in touch. So it's kind of a cool story. So Bobby Lopez, thank you for both of these, by the way. So this one's really the cutest thing. So how many of you have heard about the dog who is now a recycler? Okay, this is the cutest story. The dog's name is Scruff. He's a 13-year-old border collie in the UK. He's now been named the Eco Dog by local residents who love watching him do his part in the environment. So his owners, David Grant and Yvonne Faulkner Grant, adopted him from a farm in 2009, and like so many puppies, he wanted to retrieve sticks. But they were worried about him getting splinters in his mouth, so they tried to train him to collect bottles. So they would play with him and give him plastic bottles to carry around instead. Well, years passed, years. Okay, they adopted him in 2009. Now in 2021, when David and Yvonne first noticed on their walks that their litter-picking hound had a fascination for plastic bottles, he would pick up one and carry it to the next place where he found another. So it seemed wrong, they said, that he'd pick one up and drop it. So we decided we would start collecting them. And so they'd have him bring the bottles to them, collect them, and put them in a bag. Since that point, the counting began in January of 2022. And since the beginning of 2022, he's collected 1,000 plastic bottles. And the couple recycles every month. They said he collects 15, and sometimes it's only one, but it depends on how dirty the streets are that day. She said, someone told me that not all heroes wear capes, and that's exactly what we think Scruff is doing. If a dog can do it, why can't anyone else, she said. Great story. I love this stuff. Just puts a really nice spin on every day. All right, let's get ourselves ready for meditation. We're going to sing Surely the Presence. Or you could just listen and hum along.
Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. There's a holy hush around us. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. There's a holy hush around us. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. Oh, surely the presence of the Lord is in this place.
So just take a moment and think about the words that were just sung. Surely the presence. That energy. The divine spirit within each of us. And as we just take a few deep breaths and let them out, we imagine ourselves breathing in that divine energy, what we need to fill our souls, the energy of all the people in this room, taking it into our hearts, and breathing out all the stuff we don't need to carry through this day or this week. All the judgments, thoughts, worries, concerns, irritations, frustrations. Let those go and just keep all the joy from the week, all the positive things that went on, all the good you brought to the world and the good others brought to you. And listen to the words I share, taking in only what is meant for you and what is right. Today, I take time to reflect on all the people who have played an important role in my life and those that I have supported as well. I am one piece in a gigantic puzzle of life, but I have an important role to play in order for the puzzle to be completed. The same is true for everyone. And the way we all fit together is critical for it to all to make the beautiful scene that we are. As part of a larger community, I experience the benefits of belonging and building divine good in ways I could never do alone. Life is like a beautiful symphony. Every action adding to another, but separately having far less impact. I acknowledge the need for others and the importance of all of us marching forward together in this lifetime, knowing everything is all perfectly orchestrated and guided if I just focus on playing my part well. When I'm distracted by the part everyone else plays, I am not fulfilling my true purpose in this lifetime. As I continue to grow on my spiritual journey, I acknowledge that I am growing and evolving. I see that growth, and I understand that it's dependent upon me understanding my need for other people. Through the lens of my divine eyes, there is no separation between me and others, which brings out the greatest compassion in me. I listen. I observe. I add my own unique expression to the symphony of life. We are one, and all things and all people can work together in divine synchronization. And we are more powerful when we do work together. I seek the quietness of my mind now to listen for divine wisdom. I am playing an important role every day. The world needs me and I need the world. And as I return to this moment in time, with that understanding and all the divine wisdom I may have received, I acknowledge that I am one with God, and I am at peace. Good morning, Logan. So, in the past 7 days, I feel like I've had this amazing experience of understanding something I never realized how powerful it truly is until you're in it and you see it. So today we're talking about the power of working together. So a week ago, Saturday, we all met in this room, and we decided we were going to find our teams, find our purpose, and build these vision teams. It started there. We came out with an amazing list. The spreadsheet is amazing. It's filled with all these ideas from only 1 2 hour. We only had a 2-hour space that we actually worked. And the spreadsheet is full, 10 tabs. Sunday, we had our new member induction. 15, 16 people? 15. 15 people decided they wanted to be part of our community and help us support other people as well, each other and other people. The energy was really positive last Sunday if you were here. You could feel it. Then on Tuesday, I went to Boston, and I facilitated a leadership retreat. And we had an 8-hour window to accomplish a lot. And we accomplished so much more than I anticipated because their energy was so good. They were open-minded, and they were productive, and they recognized what they needed. And together we were able to build this amazing model of what will carry them forward and create a foundation. It was just awesome feeling. And if that wasn't enough, I got back at 2 a.m. on Thursday and turned around a few hours later and drove to Orlando, where 10,000 students, middle school students, were coming together yesterday to compete in a junior thespian festival. On Thursday, there were thousands. All these kids, workshops, trying to get ready for a competition. Friday, they attended workshops. And many of you know, I've been talking about this for a while, but our granddaughter, Melody, her troupe won the state competition a few months ago to perform Newsies on stage in front of all these people on the main stage theater. I stood in line 2.5 hours to ensure that we had seats because the line went through the Orange County Convention Center and out to the parking lot. 2,600 people were in the audience, and I brought a few pictures to show you. They opened the third balcony to ensure that as many people as could get in. But is there 2 more pictures, Jeffrey? Oh, so there's Melody, top, front, and center, and all the newspaper characters. But this was an experience I couldn't have imagined, and I just want to walk you through it. First of all, on Thursday night, there were critic choice competitions. They got to perform. And there were glitches and technical glitches. So when the music didn't play and children were up there, they're just frozen, right? And all of these kids in the audience, one, then two, then hundreds, then thousands, are just keeping a rhythmic clap to support those people who are standing there completely freaked out. On Friday night, when these kids performed, the amount of screaming and energy in that room, every scene was better than the last one, because as they felt the energy, they were getting better and louder, and the dancing was bigger. Everything got so big, I felt like my heart was going to burst. But the amount of what they felt together was so powerful, which is why I felt we needed to have this conversation today. In each of these scenarios in this last week, it was all about the power of understanding that working together is better than working alone. Thousands of years, people have joined together, whether that's cultural practices or religious practices, and they know that coming together is an important thing. And every one of us has found it valuable to belong to something, to belong to a group, to belong to a committee, to belong to a community. And the reason we do that is, one, it helps us explore our own identity and figure out who we are. It's empowering to rally around a goal or a common interest together. And most of us just like spending time with like-minded people because it fills our soul. Isn't that why we come together on Sundays? We could all watch online. Heck, I could watch online. Right? I could do this online. I don't have to get up. We could all just do this, but we like the energy of being together. That's why we do it. We are naturally drawn to being a part of something bigger than us. We all are. It's natural for us to want to find out what's going on over there and be part of that. It helps us grow as human beings. It helps us expand our consciousness and even our skill set. By being around other people we can learn from. Through our social support groups, we develop healthier mindsets. We become more resilient. We live longer lives. We experience a higher level of achievement as a part of a collective group. Not one of those students I showed you, not one of them could have performed that musical alone. Not one of those leaders this past week could have done what we did without each other. No one member would have stood up here last Sunday and not felt uncomfortable about being the one. It's about that group consciousness. Our vision teams showed up because they wanted to be part of a group consciousness. And research proves that we are, in fact, better together and should not want to be alone. You know, Deepak Chopra did a lot to look at the power of group meditation. And he shares how studies show that the positive social, political, and economic results are correlated to synchronized group meditation. So one of the studies they did was 1,000 people in Jerusalem during the war in the 80s in Lebanon. 1,000 people in Jerusalem meditated on world peace. And war deaths, after that group started, were reduced by 75%. But that was only one piece. What they didn't bank on was that literally crime was being reduced. Regular crime-related activities. They also noticed that any destructive practices that the police were being called for were being reduced. The power of people praying together for peace changed what was happening outside of them. In an article entitled The Power of Groups, David Watson of Discipleship Making Movements shared the following benefits of groups. He said, for one, we're going to learn faster if we learn with other people. So if you ever went to school, college, whatever, you know that you're a lot more knowledgeable when the group's talking and people are sharing and all the things you're thinking are being said by other people, right? And you learn more. He said, we as individuals have limited ability to absorb information, but as a group, the information is assimilated among many of us. So collectively, we've got the answer. I know that's called cheating, but not in school. Don't do it in school. Also, groups have the ability to retain more than individuals. So if I remember a part and you remember a part and you remember a part, then we're going to have the whole story, right? And we're going to be able to put it together and figure out what the right thing is to do. One of my favorite things about groups is they hold each other accountable. If you belong to a group and you don't show up and your part is due and they need you, remember working on projects, whether that's at work or in school? Working on projects, nobody let you get away with not doing it. Somebody always said, hey, you're holding up the group. And also, groups expand faster and gain momentum in their purpose together. So while many of us may think it's better to be alone, and sometimes it's easier to be alone, the truth is we weren't meant to be alone. There are a million things we can all be part of, but being alone will not bring out our best. We need each other to find that purpose. Learning to depend on other people isn't always easy for most of us, right? It requires being vulnerable and trusting the village around us. But it is critical to our well-being. And it's the difference sometimes between us failing and being successful. Ironically, birds and geese get this better than people. Have you ever wondered why birds fly in a V formation? It's an amazing story. So birds and geese instinctively understand that the formation of a V will reduce the pressure, the air resistance. So they fly like that and keep the pressure off of each other. The flapping of one bird's wings allows the bird right behind it to be elevated and lifted up. When a goose falls out of formation, it will suddenly feel the drag in the air and the resistance of trying to go it alone. And almost immediately, it will get back in line because the pressure of being alone and flying is too much. As a community, they work together so well that when the bird leading in the front gets tired, it knows to go to the very back, and another bird steps up to take the lead. These are birds, people. We're adults. Okay, do you understand? We are adults. We should know how to lift each other up, right? We should know how to step in when someone else can't. Geese in the back of the V formation honk when the group slows down. And they try to honk, they make that honking sound so that the group speeds up because it's becoming difficult to fly too slow. Flying in a V formation increases a flock's flying area. Their coverage increases by 71% by flying in a V and working together. Also, the V formation allows them to keep track of each other. No one goes missing without them noticing. There's an article that I found that talks about how pelicans that fly alone beat their wings more frequently and have a higher heartbeat. Sounds like some of us trying to do everything alone, doesn't it? But my favorite aspect of all of the story of what they do was learning that when one goose gets shot or sick and falls out of line and starts heading to the ground, 2 others join that goose. And they do not leave the goose's side until that goose dies or recovers. Only if that goose dies will they leave that goose and return to find the flock. Now, why am I telling us all this? Because I have nothing else to say? If you know me, you know that's not true. But what I want us to think about out of all of this is how can we learn to take the pressure off each other? How can we learn every day to fly in a way that ensures that someone behind us is being lifted up? How can we get out of our own way when we're tired of leading and move to the back and let somebody else take charge and trust that process? Who's fallen out of line that we're not reaching out to? Who are the people who have gone missing that we're not standing by? How can we do a better job of keeping track of each other, supporting each other? If we could operate with this mentality ourselves and share a common direction and elevate one another, how much do you think we would accomplish? Is it possible it would be 71% more? I want us all this week to truly think about what this story of the bird says to us and how it reminds us that we are innately built to understand this, but our intellect overrides our heart. And so if we can get back to that place of understanding it, we would be so much better every day in making sure the world stays connected. Let's review our lessons for today. The power of working together is useful when we nurture our need to belong, identifying groups that can support our journey. Number 2, commit to the success of the group, and remember there's no I in the word team. Number 3, embrace the power in numbers, experience and trust the energy exists. And number 4, learn to depend upon others. Be vulnerable and know that you are only alone in your head. It's true, we are only alone in our head. There are a million groups that need us. We can go anywhere and be useful. Our affirmation today is we are powerful together. Let's say that together. We are powerful together. And our quote today is one of my favorites from Helen Keller. Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. Let's take that in. So we pause now to reflect upon the power of working together, the importance of understanding that every one of us in the formation is necessary. Every one of us needs to know that someone else will chase after us. Notice when we're missing. And each of us needs to keep track of the person nearby. The one in front, the one behind, the one across the way. And we give thanks for the innate knowing that being together is an important part of our growth and journey. Our spiritual growth depends on it. And so we say thank you, God, for the opportunity to be free and choose what we want to do, where we want to show up, and how we want to show up in this lifetime, remembering that our piece of the puzzle is necessary. Amen. We have awesome chaplains. We're here to pray with you today, or send us your prayers. The prayer box is in the back. Please put the prayer cards are behind the seat. Put your prayer in there. I send out the prayer list. If you're a chaplain and you're here today, Norma, I see you. Bronwyn's here. She can help after Reiki. Linda Reed, where did you go? Oh, and Joanne, I know. I was kidding to her, but I lost Linda. Anyway, Linda, Joanne, Norma, and Bronwyn are here to pray with you if you need prayer. Also, we are abundantly blessed. We understand the unity consciousness of prosperity, and we act it here and we prove it. Every week we prove that individually and collectively we continue to lift our community up, and we're doing a great job. So I thank you for all your time, your talents, and your treasures. So let's say our unity prosperity prayer together. How many of you can close your eyes and do it? All right, let's see. Yes, no. All right. We have faith in God as our instant, constant, abundant supply and supplier. We have faith in God to open ways when to the human sense there is no way. We have faith in God to guide us in all our ways. And our health, happiness, and prosperity are assured. Thank you, God, for our abundant good, now flowing forth to meet our every need. And so it is. All right, Heather, come on in. Bring those children with you.
Feeling good, like I should. Went and took a walk around my neighborhood. Feeling blessed, never stressed. Got the sunshine on my Sunday best. Ooh.
Hello. All right, hold on. There you go.
Look
Good?
at this.
All right, hold the middle up. All right. So tomorrow is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and we've been talking about the fifth principle, I act. So we discussed some ways to make sure that we can help all of our friends feel included, and if we're not feeling included, how we can ask for that and self-advocate. And we drew some pictures of some different diverse people and things that we see in our environment, even in our imaginations. Some of the things we talked about, we said we want to feel included. Somebody said, I like all the Skittles. And that we learn from our friends who are different from us. So, thank you guys.
You guys can join us on this one.
I got love,
I've got love,
I got faith,
I've got faith,
I've got joy flowing like a river. I've got love,
I've got love,
I've got peace,
I've got peace,
I've got joy flowing like a river. One heart, one mind, one love flowing like a river. I've got hope,
I've got hope,
I've got strength,
I've got strength,
I've got faith, move every mountain. I got hope,
I got hope,
I got strength,
I've got strength,
I got faith, move every mountain. One heart, one mind, one love, move every mountain. I got you,
got you,
I got me,
I got me,
I got us coming together. I got you,
I got you,
I got me,
I've got me,
I got us coming together. together. One heart, one mind, one love. Coming together. We're coming together.
Coming together.
Ooh, coming together.
Coming together.
Coming together.
Coming together.
Ooh, coming together. Right
Coming
here.
together.
Ooh, to one heart, one mind, one love.
Coming together.
One heart, one mind, one love.
Coming together.
I said it's one heart, one mind, one love.
Coming together.
All right. Hey, thank you.
No,
Thank you
thank
so
you.
much.
We want to thank you. Thank you for all that energy. That's
Hey,
awesome.
it's an absolute pleasure. Like,
Yeah.
just like Melody experienced at her conference. It's all about a give and take
Yes.
with you guys. So thank
Yep.
you. We so appreciate it. And
Hey,
now,
can I interrupt for 1 minute? We have one person here today that was not able to be with our new member induction. I just would like everybody to acknowledge Larry Garvin.
All right.
Thank you, Larry. Thank you.
Yeah, we don't want to not acknowledge Larry just because you couldn't be here last Sunday, man. Pleasure to have you. Pleasure to have you. Thank you. All right, we got you standing. Let's go ahead. We'll sing the peace song. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment with peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me.
And now let's join together in saying the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is great. God bless you. Have a great week. Thank you for being here.